What is up, my swordsman and shield maidens? Welcome to an explanation video for a brand new Nuzlocke challenge I have just created. I'm going to be going over all of the rules in this one, as well as letting you guys, I am going to be playing with these rules very shortly on my channel. As you can see behind me, Heart Gold version will be the platform of choice for this endeavor. I actually wanted to play Pokemon Black and White, but unfortunately, that seems like what everybody is playing currently, so I didn't want to go ahead and copy everybody else. So we're going to be playing Heart Gold, which is fine, because I love Heart Gold too. I just kind of wanted to play Black and White because it's my favorite. But no big deal, we'll get there eventually when not so many people are crowding the interwebs with its presence. So anyways, guys, you're probably wondering what the heck is a Leaguelocke, and I'm going to explain in this very video, so stick around. Also, just a little disclaimer, guys. I came up with this idea originally, like in my head. That's a terrible way of saying it. Like, I came up with it to my knowledge. This is an original Nuzlocke idea. But if you have, excuse me, if you have heard of something like this before, please link it to me because I didn't have the time to search the entire internet to see if a Nuzlocke similar to this exists already. So if it does, I do apologize to the original creator. Just let me know in the comment section below, leave a link and stuff, and I'll definitely see what I can do about crediting them in the description or something, like fixing this video with an annotation or something. But as far as I know, this is a completely unique idea, and before I lose all of you, I'm going to dip into the rules right now. So obviously, as always, the standard Nuzlocke rules will apply for this Nuzlocke. So rule number 1 is if any of your Pokemon faint, you have to release them or put them in a death box, never to be used again. Now, there is a subset to this rule. If you choose to box your Pokemon instead of release them, because obviously if you release them, you can't do this, but if you choose to box them and if you need an HM slave and you have no other potential Pokemon that are alive that fit that role, you can use a dead Pokemon as long as it never goes into battle. So that Pokemon's not allowed to see battle ever because it is dead. But you can use it to surf or fly or whatever if you have to. So there's that. Rule number 2 is that you can only catch your first encounter on each new area. If the Pokemon is a duplicate or the same evolution line as Pokemon you already know, you may re-encounter until you find a unique Mon. That's known as dupes or species claws. Wow, there we go. And rule number 3 is you must nickname all of your Pokemon. This grows greater bonds between you and your Pokemon and makes it that much more difficult when you lose one. So now we're going to move on over to the things that make this Nuzlocke unique, the Leaguelocke rules. But first of all, I have to explain that there's actually 3 subsets to these rules. There's the Leaguelocke Standard, the Leaguelocke Professional, and the Leaguelocke Expert. These are pretty much just varying difficulties of gameplay. So Standard is easy, Professional is medium, Expert is hard, pretty much. And then you guys can feel free to take these rules, twist them around, make them even harder or easier, whatever you feel fit. But I think that you'll find that the Leaguelocke rules are fairly easy on Standard. They definitely are a lot harder on Expert, and you guys will see why in just a second. So, alright, so starting off with the Leaguelocke Standard rules, you can only use the same amount of Pokemon as the gym leader you are currently facing. Now, that does not count for when you are outside of gym leader battles. The only time you can only have that amount of Pokemon is when you're actually facing the gym. So you can be, the gym leader. So you can be in the gym with 6 Pokemon. You can be out on Route 101 or whatever with 6 Pokemon. It doesn't matter. As long as you only face the gym leader that you are currently facing using the same amount of Pokemon as them. So that's sort of based off of how in the anime, it's always Ash has to fight the gym leader with the same amount of Pokemon as the gym leader has. And I feel like in real life, that's the way it would go because it would have to be a fair match. So it would be like 3v3 instead of 6v6. And you'll see that that's sort of what the Leaguelocke rules come off of. It's sort of what I think a real life version of the gym system would be. So yeah, pretty straightforward there. For the E4, you're going to use the same amount of Pokemon as the champion instead of each individual E4 member because you can't go to a PC while you're fighting the E4. So you have to go against the very hardest So just kind of act like the champion is a gym leader, pretty much. Number 2 is you cannot face the gym leader with a Pokemon that's a higher level than the gym leader's highest level, also known as an ace Pokemon. So let's say the first gym leader's ace Pokemon is level 14. Your Pokemon cannot be higher than level 14 that you bring. For the Elite Four, this is also based off of the champion's ace Pokemon. Rule number 3 of the standard rules is if you lose to a gym leader, you can reface him or her with a brand new team. If you black out in any other battle other than the gym leader battle, you lose the lock. If you run out of Pokemon, you also lose the lock. So to explain, I face a gym leader who has 3 Pokemon. I bring my 3 Pokemon. They faint, but I still have 3 more Pokemon in the PC. I can use those 3 and re-challenge the gym leader. That's different than normal Nuzlocks. Normally in normal Nuzlocks, if you black out, you lose. So this one kind of is a little bit easier in a sense, but harder at the same time, because instead of having those 6 Pokemon you can switch out between, you've only got the same amount as the gym leader. So it makes it an even playing field, and it also makes it a little less stressful at the same time, but whatever. And obviously if you run out of Pokemon to bring to the gym leader battle, you lose. So let's say I use up those extra 3 I had in the PC, they black out, or I black out again, and I have no more Pokemon left to bring to the gym, I lose. So that's going to bring us over to the Leaguelocke professional rules. All the standard rules that I just went over before apply now, including this new rule. For each Pokemon you lose in a gym battle, you have 1 less Pokemon to bring to the next gym. So let's say that your first gym leader has 3 Pokemon, you bring your 3 Pokemon, but one of your Pokemon dies. That means in the next gym, let's say that gym leader has 4 Pokemon, you can only bring 3 Pokemon to that gym because last time your Pokemon died. Now, the number of Pokemon you can't bring due to deaths resets after each gym. So I would go into gym 2 with my 3 Pokemon against his 4, and after I beat him, my number would reset, and just the deaths that happened during that battle would be equated to the next one. Now, to sort of explain this a little bit more, it's really difficult to explain. I kind of forgot to put it down on this paper here, or on this template, is that each time you rephase a gym leader, the number resets as well. So let's say I lose to the first gym leader, it's actually going to reset again. So let's say I bring 3 Pokemon against the 3, I lose, I bring another 3, I win that time, but I lose 2 Pokemon, let's say, right? But the next gym leader in the next town has 2 Pokemon. I now can't continue on because I literally lost all of the ability to use any Pokemon in that gym leader battle anyway. So I can't continue. It's gonna happen very slimly because gym leaders don't often have less Pokemon than the one before them, but it occasionally will happen. So that's just going to make it a little bit harder. Is when a Pokemon dies in a gym leader battle, it can't you lose 1 more Pokemon to bring to the next gym, and you actually lose the lock if you ever lose more Pokemon than the next gym leader has, or the same amount of Pokemon that the gym leader has. So it makes it tougher, but not as tough as the Leaguelocke expert rules. So you're going to notice that the Leaguelocke expert rules are very similar to the professional rules, except it just brings it that extra mile. So pretty much all the standard rules apply as the professional one did as well, except for each Pokemon that dies in a gym leader battle, you have 1 less mon to bring in all future gyms, which means that the Pokemon deaths stack. So instead of it resetting after each gym battle, it actually stacks, which means you can never lose more than 5 Pokemon in a gym battle, at any gym leader battle combined. So that's stack, which means if you lose 6 Pokemon total during the gym leader battles, you lose the lock because you have no more Pokemon to bring. If your total is equal to the number of the gym leader's mons, you lose. And if your gym leader death total is equal to the number of Pokemon the next gym leader you're facing has, you also lose. So you have to be extremely cautious with your deaths. Do not have any deaths because it will be the death of you. Pretty much because they stack. They don't reset after each gym like the previous professional version. They are going to stack and stack and stack until you have nothing left. So be very cautious, guys, if you're going to play the Leaguelocke expert rules. It's probably nearly impossible, so good luck to anybody who tries that one. As for me, I'm going to be playing the Leaguelocke professional rules on my channel. If you guys have any questions regarding these rules, please let me know in the comment section down below. I did my best to explain them, but I know I'm not always the best at it. I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and shield bash that like button for me down below to get this series rocking and rolling, and I hope to see you guys all in the next LP. Till then, stay frosty and push out.